branch president of TCL branch. And let me just immediately register my appreciation and invite all in the camp to register that appreciation for the battle that has been led in the camp here by Comrade. Let me also say, as I say good morning to members of the media and good morning to everybody, let me also say that the TCL comrades who had been holding consistently the picket line for 37 days continue to demonstrate a level of strength and resilience, not only on their behalf, but on behalf of every worker in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, you provide a voice for the voiceless. Those workers who are from far-flung areas, but those workers who continue to be under the hand of exploitation coming from the employers, whether that employer is the state or that employer be private employer, but that workers everywhere are under some form of oppression and exploitation. And so when you take action like this silently, those workers are giving you support. And I want to say that this strike has much more support than they have anticipated coming from workers throughout this country. Yeah, they have misanticipated it. And that it is only the business class, the capitalist class, whose only mission is to take as much as you allow them to take from you as workers, will support that type of management that passes for good management at TCL. It is anything but good management. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on this morning on the program. Again, let me welcome the members of the media this morning to what is another historic exercise in our demonstrating our strength in this historic strike, and we'll talk about how it's historic a little bit later on. But first, let me welcome the leaders of the Joint Trade Union Movement, visiting leaders of the Joint Trade Union Movement here this morning. And as I call comrades, I want comrades to come up and to register their presence here in a formidable way with us here at the back here, if they are not here already. And let me call Comrade Devanarayan, Krishna Devanarayan, the president of the group. Let me call and recognize Dave Smith, the president of NWU. And let me call the president of the Steelworkers Union, Comrade Lex Lovell. Let me call and recognize the president of both NATOC and the SWWTU, Comrade Anisette, is he? And nothing occurs, no progress is made unless we have development, which development can only come through the process of education. Let us call on the president of TUTA, Comrade Joe. And of course, if we did not communicate properly, in this age of communication, we will be in deep trouble. Let us call to show solidarity here this morning, the president of the Communication Workers Union, Comrade Joe Remy. Last for the time being, because we expect more leaders to join us, but certainly by no means least, let us call to be recognized the president of BEGU, Comrade Vincent Cabral. Okay, what we are going to do this morning, comrades, we are going to have an expression of solidarity and support, which is not token in any way, shape or form, but which is real, which expression of solidarity is repeated over this lengthy period of strike. And we would have had earlier on the same comrades coming in individually. And I know we had a COSABO some 2 or 3 weeks ago, and following that COSABO, those comrades would have come to the camp on that Saturday evening and pledged their support and solidarity and made contributions and so on. But that has been 3 weeks now. But the comrades found it necessary, after lengthy discussions and strategizing, some of those strategies we are not going to reveal here this morning for obvious reasons, but just to say and to communicate to all and sundry that they are fully on board and that they have come here this morning to pledge their solidarity and support and so on. Let me also welcome the officers and shop stewards of all of those unions represented by their leaders here this morning. And at the same time, thank comrades for coming out and joining with us here this morning. Comrades, let me say one thing before I bring on the comrades. This strike has taught us many lessons. This strike has exposed many things, from the incompetence of the management, which we knew before, but that incompetence has now been exposed for all to see, so that the nation can see the type of management you have here at TCL, as epitomized by the one who calls himself General Manager, and how he managed the day-to-day business under a normal situation, which is part of the essence of the anger that workers feel here. In other words, the management of TCL's operation is so bad and backward that the workers feel strongly about that issue, that you can give them 100, 200%, but if you did not deal decisively with that, not just arrogant, but incompetent management, the company will go nowhere but backward. It will continue to go back. They are responsible for the predicament that the company is in today. And so we are saying clearly, and which statement, which conviction has the support of all, that the workers are not responsible for where TCL is. But you know what? The workers are the ones to take TCL higher and higher and higher to all of the successes that we can achieve, to realize all of the potential. And without the workers, nothing will happen. And that's the point that we are making. By our presence there, you can have the product. Indeed, you had the product where there wasn't any complaint about shortages. But by the workers' presence here, nothing is happening there. And therefore, it signifies the importance of the contribution of all of the workers at their workplaces, various work sites, job sites, and so on. And that is why it is critical for us to ensure that we get our just due. We came out rejecting an offer of 6.5% with a masquerade of 7%, and I don't know that we will go back to accept that which we rejected. We reject it and we continue to reject it. And it's always but anyway, as we go further into the program, let me call, first of all, Comrade Krishna Dheunarayan, the President of GIG, to give us a word of solidarity and support here this morning. Comrade.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Comrades all, I came here this morning to support the striking workers, to let you all know quite clearly that you have the support of GIGWU at all times. I represent only private companies. Whilst my union may not be very big, my membership stands behind you. And if at any time you need the membership to come out and give you the support, call on GIGWU and we will come. All the best wishes and continue the struggle, comrade.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Comrade Krishna Dheunarayan. And as we move along, is Dave Smith here? Yeah? All right. Right. Let me immediately call on Comrade Dave Smith, the president of the NWU, National Workers Union, to give some extra Pass room.
Comrades, greetings from the National Workers Union and solidarity for the struggle that you are in. One of the things that we know when we live in a class society is that class struggle occasionally erupts into class war, and that is exactly what we see at Trinidad Cement, when the struggle between the interests of workers and the interests of employers breaks out into open warfare. When that happens, it is absolutely vital that the workers win. We have to know that the control over production is absolutely central to the issues before us. We see scabs trying to come in here because the employers want to maintain production, and so it's essential that we stop those scabs coming in. We see occasionally trucks rolling out of here, and they must be stopped, and we need to mobilise to stop that. The people that know how to make this place run are exactly the same people who know how to make it stop working. And that's exactly what the union movement needs to know and needs to start working on. Some of the things that we need to do, we clearly cannot talk about here. But it is absolutely vital that we build the sort of solidarity that is necessary for this struggle. One of the things that we have suggested as a union that we need to do is comrades that are here on this picket camp, other unions need to make arrangements for a couple of comrades to go to other organised workplaces, to have lunchtime meetings, workplace meetings, to explain the issues and to raise money and support for this struggle. Comrades, united we will win. And it's vital that this struggle is fought to a successful conclusion. So forward ever, backward never.
And as we move along, let me call on the President of Steelworkers, Comrade Lex, to bring greetings and solidarity support for this union. Comrade Lex.
Bring solidarity greetings from the Steelworkers Unions of Point Pisas. I also bring solidarity greetings on behalf of my own family, because my family is very interested in what is taking place here, because they understand what is struggle, and they understand that gone by were the times when we were able to roll over and just take anything. The time has come for us to take a firm stand. It's time that this stand we take is not only for Trinidad and Tobago, but right up the Caribbean islands. People are looking on strongly to see what we are going to do and achieve. Struggle is a normal way of life, and all the business community could come out and talk how much thing they want. Thank God for Comrade MacLeod has taken his stand and must remain that we, the workers, must stand fast, stand firm. They had an opportunity to lock us out. The reason they didn't lock us out because they can't run there. And now that we have taken strike action, because again they want us to come back in there to run it. If we stand united, we will succeed. If we are divided, we will not succeed. Comrades, all I'm trying to say is that we know how to run the industry inside of here. And we need to keep the people who are outside. We need to lend more solidarity. We also need to let people understand that what we are doing here is just. When you watch the television every morning, all business class people talking about end the strike, then saying the company should pay some more. Why? Because the feel must continue to live down below the bottom line. And comrades, we must not do that. We must keep the struggle going.